Well, yeah, yeah, this. Tell me one of your regrets or good memories in high school.
Me
Anybody?
first again.
Yeah,
One
Nadine
one one of
again.
one of my good memories in high school was the camaraderie in our class.
Mm,
Yeah, man.
Our class had 27 boys and 11 girls. You all remember that?
yeah,
We had
I, I can
11 girls.
I can't remember the exact
11
number.
I
girls
don't
in our
remember, but
class.
I got more boys than you.
I always remember that 11 girls in our class.
Yeah,
And we used to come together. And in those times, I found great relationships. I remember talking to people like Dominic, Akil, Nigel, everybody telling me their stories. And I don't know, from that time to now, I
Yes,
feel like
yes.
I used to have we used to have a good relationship. We come together, we chant, we talk, we laugh, we eat box lunch. You know, it was a great camaraderie.
yeah,
And sometimes even though somebody in a bad mood, because just as in any community we would have we wouldn't be at 100. Even though somebody says something today and tomorrow next week they're back good, you know, it was no war zone. And in the
mm-mm,
classroom, I mean, you know, in our year group itself, you
yeah,
know, so we had a great camaraderie. That was a great memory that I had. We coming together, even though I being girls and the girls being in the minority, we had a good relationship and a good sisterhood, brotherhood, you know, family relationship. And we even see that when we did things. One of my best memory was when we went up to Toko, to Suling's parents' beach house.
Ooh, yeah, girl.
That was a great
That's
memory for
great.
me. We had a
That's
grand time. I
great.
enjoy every moment. Did you go, Brian?
that was so cool. Now I can't remember if I was there though.
Yeah, Kevin, you went. I
When you
remember
go,
Kevin.
yes, I went. Brent, you went.
Yeah,
I
that was a
can't,
great time.
Wesley, Gary, me, you, and Nandi. No,
I feel
you didn't go, Brent.
I can't remember. You know.
We had a time. It was
Okay.
really, that's one
It,
of my greatest memories. But in terms of we coming together in the classroom, we used to have good fun. We used to chant,
mhm,
we take pictures, we sing, we talk about different things, and it was a really, really good relationship we had. And that's
yes.
something I really enjoy.
True. True.
Yeah, like that is something I just try to when I speak these things to younger people, listen, not even younger people, to my wife and other persons my age, they'll be shocked at
Yeah.
the things and the kind of friendship that I had in school and still have able to have today.
Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
We have a group. You will believe a lot of people don't have a school group or a communication with people they went to high school with. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
true.
singular, they're
True.
single-minded.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, yeah,
I
I yeah.
I remember. I remember. Well, to piggyback on Nadine's memory, I can't remember where it was, but I remember going up by Suling House, not the one in in Tagoriga, but I
It
was
was
think
so cool.
it was Toko.
I took cool.
Yes.
I took cool.
Aye,
You
and
went with us.
did we went on a hike? Did we hike?
We play basketball.
We play basketball. I can't remember, boy. I can't
We
remember
went
anymore.
and we went to get pack road, what are the para and big pack road,
We
this
went,
and that.
yeah. It was, we had a grand time. And every day you all used to go up the hill and sweat by the shop with the dark guy, Kevin. I can't
Yes,
remember his name. He was dark and
yes,
strong. Joel, I
yes.
think was his name.
Wow.
You remember this? I don't remember a deaf name, but I remember this. I remember cherishing that moment. When I came down, I this is something that I put it in a capsule and I kept it daily. You know, I was like, wait, this happened, boy.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, up to this day, telling people about this is like that happened now. Where your parents know you go up there.
Yeah, we and all don't
We
even
don't
know.
even we don't even know how it happened. It was just a whisper into the air and it happened.
I
And
remember
that,
That's
the
that, that
right.
I remember the
And it was,
one.
we were planning for a while.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember the one with I think is higher up what you call that place?
Cora.
Cora. Yes.
Yes,
And she had a place up
Yeah.
Cora.
yes,
I went
Yes,
that
yes.
she had
one.
a place
I
in
went that one.
Kokora.
So,
Yes,
so
yes.
I remember
And
that one. And we get lost in the hill. Remember when we get lost in the hill?
I can't
We
remember.
went on hike and we get lost, boy. Yeah.
you get lost in
I
my
can't remember.
story. I I know north, east, south, and west. You cannot speak.
But anyway,
I remember she having the bottle of wine and everything.
yeah. One of my regrets was I remember coming to school a day. I can't remember who that cite me, but somebody that cite me in church now, right? And my father owned a church and he was the pastor and so on. And somebody cite me, I can't remember. But I don't know, we used to line in the back of the hall, right? Area and thing. So when I come to school now, the Monday morning now, the same person say, hey, oh there, I see Brent in church yesterday, boy. Ting. But that time he was just passing on the road there. I see Brent in church, boy. Ting. And I was like in denial, saying, nobody, mother, nobody, it's not me, boy. It's not me. You understand? Watch me. I denied so much that everybody else believed me, you know, right?
Yeah.
And but the thing is, even though it happened at that time, up to this day, I recognize like I missed the opportunity to show, because I didn't know at that point, I didn't know who I really am. I felt like I was living two lives. You understand?
Right.
But it's only now that I live in one and I know who I serve or I know who I want to go after. Then I like, wait, boy, that was a moment where I could captivate the audience right there and showcase this is who I am, you know, instead of trying to be ashamed of the situation. So yeah.
We did it a lot when we were younger, you know.
Yeah.
I did it, especially in primary school. I did it a lot in primary school because where I was living, during primary school, I had no lights, I had no water.
Mhm.
You know, someone said, no food. So we had to go and fetch water from a spring. And at that point in time, they were in the school and hearing everybody talk about they had Nintendo, they had this and that, and you felt a little left out. And how come they had a good life and I don't have a good life? But what I kind of grew when I come into Eldo and see the kind of family and camaraderie and the friendship and things, that I realized that these things more valuable to me because I came from a big family
Yes.
than anything else. So I just felt comfortable, and then thinking about Gary and Brent and Wesley and thing was just my little community, and that hey, all of we not misfits, but you know we know we are scarred and wherever we come from, but it was just love. So as I say, I get to grow in school, and once again I turn back to this generation, they are missing out on that.
Yeah, they're missing out on that togetherness.
Yeah, how to find that on? I don't know.
Because one thing y'all didn't know, I went through a great deal of depression when school finished. Because like when school done, I was like, okay, with my friends, what to do? I don't know what to do.
Listen, we are no WhatsApp, we are no internet,
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? It was tough. It was tough coming to that realization that this era finished.
Yeah.
And then you're going into adulthood.
Yeah.
And then you're heading into adulthood, and then in terms of your career, what's next for me? That was everybody's concern. What's next?
Exactly.
We were saying things that we wanted to do, careers that we wanted to have, but we were saying that from a tender age. But do we even know who we are so we could know what we even want? That was the big question at that time. So we didn't even know ourselves. So saying that we want to be this or we want to be that, yes, we would have ventured and said something, right? For me, I used to say nursing, right? I used to say drafting, languages. And I think I said something as a journalist once. I'm not sure, but I know.
That recorded. We had that recorded.
Right. I knew in the earlier part, I was thinking journalism or nursing. But then when I checked myself and my passion, I knew somehow from way back, I knew Spanish was my passion and drafting, which is technical drawing and these things. And sometimes one of the regrets for me in technical drawing at the time was kind of being laid back. even with schoolwork, being laid back.
All
Then
three,
give
all
me,
three of us
Most
did
of us.
technical drawing. All three of us did
Yeah,
technical
yeah,
drawing.
all
and
of us
then
can relate. I think, yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, going to school at that point in time, all of us would have been laid back. We would have think life would have been rosy. I just say you had this vision for your life that Daisy Road, you going to walk and days where you're gonna accomplish and days where you're gonna do. You know, so
exactly so.
we didn't expect what the road had for us, what prepared in front of us, you know. So being laid back was a natural thing
Yeah.
as a young
Yeah,
person coming to the
because the thing with technical drawing for me, I had they told we have to pay for it. They're giving us basic, right? Because I was just there, I was just laid back. But when I say, when I pick up technical drawing serious in the last 2 terms, I say, listen, to me, I'm gonna pass this. This is my passion here, and I end up getting a 2. How I get it 2 is God know that. Imagine
I
if I had
got two
taken it
too.
up. Imagine. No, because I actually
Yeah, I think I got to.
Yeah.
I actually started doing some work just before the exam. But had I started, actually in the way up being serious and following. Yes, at times we did lessons, but in Form 5, we actually push and used to go by Suling and do some work and thing. But before that, I was just laid back. It was just TD. And then it had so much going on with the guys, giving this man trouble and all of this. And everybody was just, some days we
No,
up.
but listen, I will always blame asbestos for us being so laid back. Eh? We get hit with asbestos and we just sit way back into that chair and just ride at asbestos, you know.
But when I look back now, the time when everybody shake themselves and we actually say, hey, Form 5, get down to the work, it helped most of us.
Yeah.
Because look, I still come out with all my passes. I still had I still have a good experience through technical drawing. Now I become a draftsman now, so I could still say, I see that I follow through in terms of purpose, fulfilling my desire in terms of
I can't say that. I can't say that because what disappointed me with the school, well, my passion was always football and music.
Mm-hmm.
We did not have a strong football philosophy or team or spirit.
Yes.
And music, there was a big missing gap between Mr. Karuta and them guys and they had no intentions of compromising themselves. And that kind of was like
yes, because they were old school teachers and we were
Yeah.
our generation at the time we were looking at coming into a factor, picking up things, but they just wanted to play some pan, play some recorder, play some other, and they weren't understanding the concept that the world evolving with music.
We could have blossomed before if we had the right mentors and application and tools. So it not just, as I say, made us who we are today, but I would say, boy, they try to make a hat to fit everybody, and that is not the key.
The other day in a podcast, sometime late last year, I described Gary in a podcast. He wasn't in it, but I described it. Kevin, you can remember interclass football, right? Then during the break of interclass football or the leading up to interclass football, Gary will take the horn mic, and start to sing Sizzler songs.
Yes. I'm telling you.
And these are things when discovered from a young age you could nurture it.
Yeah.
But that is it. And we had music teachers, but we didn't have music teachers that had the energy and the drive to do that. We didn't have the adults around looking at, oh, you could be some, come, let me bring you here, let me teach you this. And that's
Yeah, because society says academics is it.
Yeah, exactly.
What parents teach? Parents teach that you have to get an education and get a job. But they don't prepare you for your skill and your talent that you have to be artistic. Now we have a lot of artisans and all of these different things. We have jewelry, we have clothing, right here in Trinidad, local.
Yeah.
Right, homegrown people that we have one of our classmates, Jemima, we have Herbert, we have Gary, we have all of these people doing these things with their hands, and that's their gift.
I tell Gary, I said before I die, I had to hold an exhibition with all the art my friends and them put together because these is brilliant minds.
He was so
I
good.
have the opportunity to see it here. I'm telling you, boy.
He was real good.
I am telling you. So when I see this thing, it's like I in awe. It's like, well, imagine if this was caught up in a younger age and just fed the right message, the right information, sent in the right direction.
And I think Gary was the perfect example because he was so talented with his voice and hands, but yet he didn't have a mentor. He didn't have no guidance, you know.
Exactly.
So that's where the struggle began because
And then there's so much social economic, right?
Yeah.
What's going on in your home? You have
Exactly.
you have to study how you come to school tomorrow. You have to study where am I getting money? Where am I getting food to eat? You have to study, oh shucks, I can't do the assignment, because Saturday I have to go and find somebody learner to do our work to get money to go to school.
Thank you for listening to On the Beat podcast. Feel free to share, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay blessed, everyone.